Hi, all of you. This pandemic, this lockdown, this precarious condition that the humans are facing now has actually taught us a lot of positive things that we probably overlooked. We have always taken many things for granted. We did not care about people. We had been less grateful to nature. And today, when we look back upon those times in which we had the perfect freedom to do everything, how we humans went haywire with our freedom. So maybe this was God's divine plan to put us back in shape, to make us realize that there are many things in life which we should think of. The first quality which I found missing in many people, including myself, was gratefulness. It was that little count your blessing. And today, when I sit down and think upon what life has in store for us, I find that this pandemic situation, this forced lockdown, has actually been a blessing for all of us to rediscover ourselves, to plan ourselves, and to think, to pause and practice gratefulness.
25th of March 2020, our lives took a pause and was turned upside down when the lockdown was announced. People were scared, people were confused as they couldn't comprehend what lies next. When everything was uncertain, the fate of the world is uncertain. Still, people came together and they stayed at home and read books. They listened and shared. They rested and exercised. They stopped and began to think differently. Someone met the shadows, some found themselves, and people healed. Today, I present before you an amalgamation of thoughts on the positive impact of lockdown shared by the members of the TED Ed Club of City Montessori School, Gomti Nagar Extension Campus.
Hello, my name is Akshita Singh, and today I'm going to talk about something which I think has entered into our lives because our karma is paying us back. All through our lives, we kept complaining about the fast pace of this world. Our busy schedules never really gave us time to do things that we loved. All of us, and even the nature, was waiting for a pause. And then this world came to a standstill. There came the much awaited pause of our lives in the name of lockdown. And only if we could just keep aside the deaths and all the economic issues that countries are facing, I think, and I really do, that this is just the most perfect opportunity for us to stop, observe, analyze, and recharge. The present situation might not be our fault, or maybe it is, because nothing happens by chance or by fate. We create our own fate by our own actions, and that is karma. Everything we do comes back to us, be it any action, physically, emotionally, or energy-wise. But as we all know, that every coin has two sides to it. So where on one hand, this lockdown taught us that life is beautiful in all its simplicity and to be grateful for everything we have, it has even made us to stop and experience things that we missed by going too fast. The world looks a lot better with lesser pollution, less noise, cleaner rivers. And the situation has even made us realize what it feels like to be caged or to be harmed by another organism, isn't it? This lockdown has even brought out hidden dancers, singers, painters, chefs. And it has given us plenty of time to try out everything that we always wanted to try, to undertake every activity that we always wanted to do, to complete all those poems left incomplete, to spend time with our families, to bring out that guitar from the attic, to realize and reconsider our future goals. And all this at our own pace, without having to hurry or to worry. And so just when everything is back to normal and life returns to its old fast pace, we might not have the right to complain, to take things for granted, and learn to be grateful for everything we have, and to be afraid of our karma. Thank you.
You suddenly wake up one day and the whole world has turned upside down. Quite literally. People are wearing masks, malls are closed, roads are empty. I mean, the whole world has stopped. It's like the plotline of some scary sci-fi movie. And I feel like we're in the middle of the biggest reality show of all times, because this in fact is real. But today, we are not going to buy ourselves more anxiety, no. For that, just turn on the television. Really. Today we're going to look at the bright side, or at least try to. So I live in a flat and I have balconies. The flat has balconies, but yeah. And if I'm being honest, I have never really used those balconies. But now they're getting used. Still not by me, no. They're getting used by birds. Like all of a sudden, all the birds are out of their houses at my balcony at 5 o'clock in the morning, louder than my alarm clock. It's surreal sometimes, and I feel like it's not even real. Also, I met my parents, and my parents met me. They're quite nice people. Who would have thought? No, all joking aside, I think in the race of life and just generally growing up, we kind of somewhere along the line, we had lost each other. And now, standing in the face of adversity, literally, we are rediscovering what we had lost. And also realizing at the same time that that was what truly mattered in the first place. It's like, this is a test of humanity. Humanity in each one of us. It's this test of our strengths to suppress our dark side and bring out the good one. The one that feels, empathizes, is human. People were comparing this pandemic to World War II on the internet. In World War II, or any war for that matter, doesn't matter, people were sent away from their families, and they did not even know if they would ever come back. Right now, all we have to do is stay inside our homes with our families. So let's just do that. Let's just stay inside and bring out the good side, the bright side, the human in each one of us. Thank you. I'm Gargi Bharadwaj.
Hello everyone. I am Ishita Shukla, and today I'm going to talk about something which we all are experiencing right now. But before that, tell me something. Have you ever wondered about a situation where everything will come to a standstill? Did you ever think that this world will become so vulnerable that we'll be forced to stay inside our homes and step out only in case of emergencies, and that too with a mask? Well, I'm sure none of us have thought about such a situation, but we all are facing it. This situation has turned our lives upside down. From schools to malls, cinema halls to restaurants, everything has been closed down. And that is for one big reason: the spread of pandemic COVID-19. Our country has been locked down to prevent the spread of the virus. This lockdown has completely affected our lives, but we need to take something positive from it rather than being upset about it. If we look at the positive side of the lockdown, it has taught us many good things in our life. A person who was all the time busy working and chatting with his office mates has now started talking with his family members. A person who was working like a machine has now found time for himself as well as his family. The young generation who were all the time busy on their mobile phones, chatting, playing, etc., have started helping their family members. Isn't it something really good? Well, I think it is. If we compare these days to our normal days, we'll come to the conclusion that amid the noise of the cars, horns, etc., we could hardly hear the chirping of birds. But now, as the vehicle movement has been stopped, we can hear all these noises. We can even breathe the fresh air, which was not possible during the normal days. This lockdown has taught us many virtues: humanism, charity, courtesy, etc. The underprivileged sector is suffering the most, and it's our responsibility to make them suffer less and help them pass these times. Although this lockdown has changed our lives completely, but it has taught us many things in our life. So all we have to do is just keep learning and support the government. Stay at home, stay safe, and keep others also safe. Thank you.
This lockdown has ended up revealing to us the deep structural inequalities that exist in our society, both social and economic. We can now, more than ever, see the fractures that exist in our society. As a young person, I think that now is the time that we begin to rethink and reconsider the lines along which our society has been structured, to open up more avenues for inclusion and equity. Doctors and nurses are the new soldiers, and it's strange to think that it took us a pandemic to realize that we should be investing more in healthcare and education rather than military and defense, with India's healthcare funding being amongst the lowest in the developing world. Now is the time that we read and think and try to understand how we came to be where we are as a society. This lockdown has held up a mirror to just how privileged we all are, with our nuisances amounting to not being able to go out when we want to. But the majority of the country is nowhere near as lucky, with more than 80% of them being in the informal sector, meaning that they are daily wage laborers and earners, and now have no sources of income or employment. I hope that when this pandemic ends, we all emerge a little more kinder to those around us, to have a bit more empathy for those who have suffered, and have the hope and conviction in our hearts that we will work to build